Today, from it's Week 18 of the NFL on EA Sports. Ryan Tannehill and the Green Bay Packers taking on Justin Fields and the Detroit Lions.
And we come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL as you get a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Two teams that have met at least twice a year since 1932. The Lions and Packers underway from Lambeau. And they will elect. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the NFL's Comeback Player of the Year in 2019, and that's Ryan Tannehill.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. A first carry for Rachaad White. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Well, these two teams faced off earlier in the year, right around mid-season, back in Week 9. And it was the Packers who won that game on the road, so they'll be trying to win the season series here at home in Lambeau. On first down, Tannehill. Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
From the 50, it's Tannehill. Shakir hauls it in. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go with White on the counter. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. Off the edge and right to the ball that time was Kyle Van Noy.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense because, to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Opting to run again here with White. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Tannehill. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. That'll give him 8 that time, and that's going to make it 4th down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. So here are the Lions now coming out for their Ohio State University, Justin Fields.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
And let's see, the Packers defensively 6 DBs, so a dime look on 3rd.
Could play coverage or bring pressure.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders fly into the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Here comes the Lions punter now.
Deontay Hardy back deep.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend.
Well, here we sit, week 17, just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that move now.
And these final games are often a good barometer for all those teams fighting for position or a wild card spot. They have to be able to get the job done these last 2 weeks before things get even tougher when the playoffs officially begin.
Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
They'll run it. This is Ramondre Stevenson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Tannehill. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
It's pretty early in the game, but they've already tried to establish him not just as a runner, but as a receiver as well. Didn't happen there, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try again shortly.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. Dancing to his... And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon. And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I want to wait until the season's over, but he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays. Yeah. They just have not found a way to block him consistently.
Jordan Berry out to punt on 4th down.
Back deep is Tyreek Hill. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Lions will take over. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
From the gun, here's Fields.
It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Here's Hardy set to return. A punt of 46, a return of 5. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll go up the middle with White, and nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A shotgun snap for Tannehill.
He'll get that out to the flat to White. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
3rd and 2, Tannehill.
And this pass broken up. But the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Meanwhile, Fields' throw, it's complete into the hands of Higbee.
His first catch, good for 9 and a 1st down.
The Lions had 8 and 8 now on the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Well, this defense for the Packers, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Bradley Chubb in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
Even keeping the back end for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
Here comes the Lions punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Green Bay's offense ready to go again.
They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They begin the drive on the ground. It's White
to about the 33-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Stevenson now on 1st and 10.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
On 2nd and 11 now. Tannehill. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Watch out for Hill on the return. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. So far they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now sometimes if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Now Fields.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete. This offense so far on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6.
Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
A 1st down and then some. Give him 29 yards.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Off play action. Fields steps away. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Fields. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Here's Foreman. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
They'll run with Foreman. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. They run again with Foreman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards?
Here's Fields.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Myers' kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Matt Judon. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. To throw is Tannehill. It's complete to Williams. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Here's Tannehill. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away.
Now Hill to return it.
They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On 2nd and 10.
Fields. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. On 1st and 10, Tannehill.
That's caught left side, the tight end Pitts.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
Tannehill going to throw on 3rd and 1.
Finds Dulcich out left side. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here.
Here's Tannehill. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. He'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Now Tannehill. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Matt Judon able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Tannehill. And that is incomplete. Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 34. Boswell's kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
They'll start the drive with a give to Foreman. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Fields.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
A loss of 3 on a sack made by multiple defenders.
The Lions on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
Picked by Chad Muma. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go.
And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw into the hands of Pitts here.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. To throw again on 2nd down. Tannehill
right back to Pitts again.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Back to throw, Tannehill.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Tannehill on 1st down. Touchdown, Packers. Deebo Samuel with touchdown number 8 on the year. And they're able to add on to their advantage.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Oswald good with the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. So the completion good for 6 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Fields on third down.
Throw right side, going to be caught by Higbee.
And he is going to have a Lions first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
So how would you describe that one, partner? Workmanlike right there, getting that first down, blue-collar type football?
Yeah, only needed 3, got 4, just enough. I like workmanlike.
I think it's pretty cool myself. Everything doesn't have to be high glamour in this game.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Buying time to his left.
Fields hit and the ball is loose.
And the Packers pick it up. The big fella. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. Boswell for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
Sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
On first down, Fields.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Back to throw, Fields.
Open man is Hill. He's got it. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
To the air again, Fields. Tyreek Hill's got another one. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Now a first down throw, Fields. Targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
From the 39, Fields. Now wasting time going right back to DK Metcalf. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. Myers' kick is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
So we're at halftime here at Lambeau with the Packers taking the lead to the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll begin in the NFC South. Tampa Bay paying their yearly visit to Atlanta. And it's the Buccaneers who are out in front in the second quarter. Christian McCaffrey has a touchdown there. From there, we'll head up to Indy to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And you can see they lead the visiting Houston Texans at halftime. Daniel Jones, a touchdown pass in that first half. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting New England Patriots. 2 touchdown passes there for Dak Prescott. In our game has been Ryan Tannehill, who's had the hot hand in the first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
On first down, it's Fields.
Steps away to his left. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
A carry for Foreman. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now it's Fields.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Now a toss play. This is Foreman trying to find some space to turn upfield, but this defense having none of it. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
To throw is Fields. Oh, I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there, as that's batted down and incomplete.
but it caroms right in. How about that? The kick is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So put 3 on the board. A little bit of a hook on the driver that time. Looked a little bit like you, Charles, over on the 8th at Windermere.
You know me too well, partner. Except that he got his to hit a tree and kick back into the fairway.
So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. On first down, it's Tannehill. Open man is Samuel, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards that time for number 19.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another first down there.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now a give up the middle. This is White. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, here's Tannehill. And he'll just get rid of it. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now Tannehill. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
Here's Jordan Berry now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk. Makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
Fields hit and the ball is loose.
And the Packers pick it up. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand, but put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Tannehill's throw taken in by Samuel. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Tannehill.
Looking sideline, and Hardy's got it.
And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Tannehill now to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown.
Khalil Shakir.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Packers take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is up to 18 now. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
This one fielded at the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
So here come the Lions now.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
But now he appears to be in some pain.
And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Fields now to throw. That caught by Manhertz.
That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up fourth down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return, and it'll be Packer football here, first down and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. They find some open field here.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
That's how you run the screen right there. The defenders get out of place, and then there's a lot of room to maneuver for your running back.
That's because all the defenders, or I should say the bulk of the defenders, were chasing the quarterback. Great disguise, great fake. Got the screen out there, turned into a large gain.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
Now it's Tannehill. It's Williams on the catch.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. 3 yards remain for second down.
Here's Tannehill. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand.
From the gun, it's Stevenson.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Tannehill.
Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
They'll drop to throw. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
Derek Brown.
What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. They'll look to throw.
Shakir hauls it in. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28.
Matt Judon. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
And that's the kind of stand all defenses are seeking. 3rd and goal, backs against the wall, and they get a monster sack, and now they're going to force them into a field goal. For them, that's a win.
Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So 3 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
The Lions offense set to take over. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Now Fields.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The linebacker Jordan Hicks flying in there for the sack.
It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Out of the gun, Fields.
Oh, now he's stripped. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half. And down 3 scores, a lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
From the 36, Tannehill.
Going for Kyle Pitts again. He's got him again. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Well, these Packers and these Packer fans really thrive in the cold temperatures here at Lambeau. And their guys have the lead here with a 1st and 10.
And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Tannehill
completes to Shakir once again.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Again, Tannehill. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Matt Judon, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Pretty comfortably, they force the fumble, get the field goal, and expand on that lead here in the second half.
And don't expect them to rest on their laurels after that kick either. They'll keep their effort up until the final whistle. They don't consider any lead safe.
1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
There's Manhertz, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Bradley Chubb able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack as a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
From the gun, here's Fields.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back. But now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
There's the stiff arm. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 27-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Fields on 1st down. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Here's Fields.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
Samson Abuka in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
4th down. Fields has to have this one.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. That's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And We've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
They run once more with Stevenson.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill.
He's got this complete to Williams. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the 4th quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
Straight ahead, it's Stevenson.
And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
A good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. They'll try the air now with Tannehill.
Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
From the red zone now, Tannehill. Throw right side, complete to Williams.
And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right?
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Matt Judon in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with a late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Here's Tannehill.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Interested to see what they dial up here. 3rd and goal with a lot of green between them and the end zone.
Now Tannehill.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. This just 32 yards officially from the right hash. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field.
They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard.
From the 50, here's Fields. It's a slant to Hill. He's got room at the 30. Down to the 10. Touchdown, Detroit. Tyreek Hill, 50 yards. And the Lions are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
And good work there in open space. He's got this all the way down now to the 32.
It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the 1st. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he will have the 1st down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
hard to put your finger on whether this is something to celebrate or something maybe the offense is embarrassed by, but that's now 6 field goals he's made in this game alone.
Yeah, he's bailed them out quite a bit so far, but it's very comforting to know that you have a kicker that's got your back.
Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there.
Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter.
But in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
On 2nd and 10, Fields.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields.
Oh, had his hands on it. Couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Here we go on 4th down, Fields. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you could just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for Green Bay,
they'll finish a game below 500 at 8-9 on the year.
And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for Detroit,
they wanted desperately to finish above 500, but that will not happen as it is an 8-9 season in the end.
And they can take solace in the fact that this team never quit all the way to the end. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.